All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to look at another quick review video. So again, start on the home page for my class. We're on 7th grade level course 2, if you want to call it that, integers, section 1.3, subtracting integers. So what we can do again is look at the idea of our number line, if you will. So we got some sample problems here you can try. Number line strategy, again, is start off with your original number. So we've got a positive 3. And then subtract 4 would just be going to the left instead of to the right, like it was on the previous day. So 3 subtract 12, you would start at positive 3, and then to subtract 12, you would count left 12. But again, if you notice, you'd end up way over here on the number line located at negative 9. So the alternative, the way that I prefer a little bit better, is to actually do our skill of adding the opposite. We've talked about that this year again. So 3 plus a negative 12, we really have our positive 3. Negative 12 turns into adding negative 12 like you see there. And now you could actually use the rules from the previous section if you'd like to. You could still use your number line, but taking the difference because they are different signs, that's how I get a 9. And then I take the sign from the greatest absolute value, so I really have a negative sign, or negative 9 as my answer. Right here, adding the opposite, let's see if it'll read it to us.
Find negative 8 minus negative 13.
I don't know if you heard that, but I heard it. Find negative 8 minus negative 13. Again, adding the opposite. So right here, the negative sign becomes a plus sign, or subtraction becomes a plus sign, and negative 13 becomes a positive 13. So again, we've got negative 8 and positive 13. I take the difference, so it means I subtract to get a 5. I take the greatest absolute value sign, which is a positive sign, so that's why it's a positive 5 for the answer. All right, let's go to sum on your own real quick here. So let's see, we've got 8 subtract 3. Well, that's just an easy elementary problem. Okay, 9 subtract 17. So if you'd like to, you can change that into 9 plus negative 17. Then I'm going to go ahead and realize it's the difference, so that means I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get an 8, but I'm going to look at the signs a little bit closer, and again, the negative 17 would have the greater absolute value, so that would take it to a negative 8. All right, here, negative 3 subtract 3, you can say negative 3 plus negative 3. And since the signs are actually the same, I'm going to go ahead and add them. So negative 3 plus a negative 3, add them to get me a 6, and then the sign stays the same. So that would be a negative 6. Same skill here on negative 14 subtract 9. I can change it to a plus negative 9. So again, it tells me to really add it together now. So a 14 plus a 9 is a 23. But I look at my signs closer, same sign answer, negative 23. Number 5, adding the opposite, so it becomes adding a positive 8, 9 plus 8, 17. All right, look here at number 6. Let me give you a moment to think about that one. It says negative 12, subtract negative 12. Now, the reason I'm slowing down on this one is because some students do it a little bit too quickly. Others put a little bit of thought into it, and that's what I need you to do right now. Negative 12, subtract negative 12. Now, if I apply adding the opposite, that really becomes a negative 12 plus a positive 12. And a negative 12 and a positive 12, doesn't that cancel out to give me a 0? So in other words, number 6 is going to give me a nice 0. All right, let's see. Anything else? It looks like you're just going to go straight into some problems here. So again, please be very careful. Remember, you're only doing the odds so that you can check your answers on or in the back of the book. Hopefully you have that. If not, it might have the answers here as well. I'll take a closer look into that. All right, be awesome.